We started going to Mutani. They took us to the park. When we now reach Mutani, we observe and it doesn't make sense. I saw a pipe. A pipe is just like...
That was Gambia.
They use it to smoke.
Gambia.
Yes, Gambia. I saw it in the immigration officer's table. So I pick it up. He's interviewing me, busy using spirituality to vision inside our bag. He said we should keep the bag on top table. He doesn't need to look at search it. He's using his own psychology to search if there's something negative. When he did it finish, I just carried that pipe and I held it and I put it in my bag. He's talking his own and we started smoking with the pipe. Now when we now decided not to cross again and go to Sadi Mutani because they are very spiritual and very no-sense people. We say we are not going. Let's be going back. Now as we are going back, my husband was like, lady, we don't have money. This money we have is not enough because we change our CFA into dollars. Dollars now we are going to transfer it back into CFA. It's still protocol. Now I look at him because when we met in Front David, he used to tell me that I should walk because I don't like to walk. I'll come outside and I wait for taxi.
That's how the walking started.
Yeah, I wait for taxi. So he's telling me that why do you always come from your hostel and always wait for taxi? Can't you just stroll? By the time you get a taxi, your transfer will be shorter. So that's a good idea. I do that. Now, when we are now in that circumstances in Gambia, I reminded him of what he told me when I met him first time. We didn't have enough money to enter motor. I now tell him that, baby, let's start strike. Let's strike. Let's be walking. He now told me that
from Gambia,
walk. I said, baby, do you remember when I met you? You told me that if I walk, I will shorten my transfer.
I was sowing a seed that I didn't know would grow and hunt me later. I sowed a seed I didn't know would grow later and hunt me.
Wow. That's how the walking up.
If I give me the monopod.
That's how we discovered the walking. We walk from Gambia to Senegal. And we walk from Senegal to reach Mali. Even all the officers, the immigration officer, when they see us, they go out of their way and call us back and put hand inside their own personal purse and bring us money and say we should take, even if it's a water drink, we should buy. In fact, sometimes when we reach border, they come out of their office and look outside like this. They will ask us, why is your bus? We say, sir, we did not take bus. Just sign this passport, let pass. Sign the passport.
The whole essence of traveling is understanding culture, tribe, mankind in general. Do you understand? So, like I would say at first, if I meet my fellow black men, this is the password I used to enter them. I ask black men a question. I say, if Jesus Christ na Caucasian, Mohammed na Arab, even the Emperor Eli Selassie, they used to put as an image of the Rastafarian. It's an half caste. It's not a black skinned man, just like Obama. Obama is an half caste. Now I ask, we black skinned original men, who is our own God? You understand? Who do we worship to? Who is going to judge us? So while I travel to ask this question and find out from my own fellow black men. Do you understand? Now, we've had some experiences. The worst experiences, the worst one, not be even experiences. Experience, gone. This one I'll not go ever forget that for Ondo State. Oshu, I mean Uso. If you are passing from Owo to Akure, it's OSU. That is the name of the village. My driver's license is still in that police station. You know, they saw a man and a woman with a child traveling. You know, regardless of the form we appear, we might not be looking neat because, you know, traveling without money is different than traveling with money. Traveling in a righteous form, you have your own pots, your own things, you just look for anywhere the spirit leads to find your place and sit down and, you know, pass time till you are ready to continue your journey.
Go to a place, sit down under a tree, look for a beautiful nature, set firewood, cook.
You come in town, we start carrying pot, knife, spoon, everything.
Yeah.
Police will catch us for road because they will say I don't see now for they will say they've seen us from one village. They waka.
Yeah.
Now how we take reach this
Especially
village?
This and the second girl.
They will now arrest us.
They were the one that.
So imagine we have already traveled like we were in Lagos. And let's say we are from Lagos, we're already in Semen. and police arrest us in Semen and return us.
No. What about the story in Benue himself? Benue.
Benue. One man catch us in Benue. The man, he took us to station.
We entered. It was in the night. They caught like the whole community came out.
They took us to station.
Like these people, why come set your back today? That was the time Boko Haram was very hot, safe, and I looked like a Muslim. It was so hot that time that.
And the man, now when they search our bag,
they took us to the station.
Yeah, when they search our bag, what they saw it was knife.
An officer that has seen us in Cross River, a police officer that has finished his duty. He saw us 2 days ago when we were coming in another state. He has gone to Benue's house, to his police station there. He saw us. He's the one telling the DPO, said, see,
as we were going,
I have met these people 3 days ago in so village. It was this same thing they say they are doing, that they are working. Please leave them, go and drop them wherever you took them from. Let them be going their way.
So as we went inside the pickup going, the officer still explaining to a group of crowd, these people, we were just going and we were just, I don't know, just giving his own testimony. And there's a particular Benue man, he's an officer, he told us, he told my husband in particular, because he mean him, immediately he saw him, he just hated him. He said, see, Mr. Man, you are lucky. If he say I say something inside this your bag,
something like human head inside your waiter.
He tell us, say, wait, I go do you. You lucky, say nothing, you are pure. If you not, I don't carry you for myself.
Although I've been to all those African countries and even other states I've been to within Nigeria, although said people are the most crazy people I've ever met in this world, because even when I have a lot of Ondo friends, I have a lot of people, I don't have anything against them regardless of that, you understand? So, but I will never forget that, because they went as far as hitting me, hitting my wife. You didn't just hit me, because other countries fine, they will abuse me as the man, hold me, arrest me, handcuff me, but you know, with time they'll get to see that, oh, it's just a family and there's misunderstanding, you understand, and there's a situation or there's something. But Undo took it to the next level. You understand? They even use a baton to hit my wife on the head. These are police officers that is supposed to protect us and give us security. But well, that is the worst actually. But let me say the good part of it is that, you know, we unlearn the things we learn. I can remember when I went to Cape Coast, Takoradi, the Ghana region. Elmina, Olugbu, yeah, the Ghana part, the western part of Ghana. When I went there was when I discovered that my own religion, praying in the name of Jesus, is madness. Because Jesus, in that part of Africa, they believe Jesus Christ is a slave ship that came to carry black men for slavery. They don't have the same conception we have here in Nigeria, like our mama and our papa indoctrinate us to the focus on Jesus. You pray in the name of Jesus, you pray in the name of Jesus go give you food chop. Shey you think say Oyibo man wey wear white, wey be white man go come die for you, wash your sin, go away. You no go face the struggle in South Africa. So it was a bit difficult for me to accept that, but he enlightened me. He showed me another different part of me. You understand? He made me saw life like, oh, this ends slavery, like Bob Marley would say, emancipate yourself from this mental slavery. You get me? So we freed ourselves from that mind. And we're now living a world of self-discovery. He put me in a stage of always trying to unlearn what I've learned.
Wow.
The guy has been secretly investigating me for more than 2 weeks. He has been following me.
Who called you?
And it was a big way that he cannot take it anymore. He had to come directly to search and interview me. Like, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you walking up and down with this child and this woman? I'm like, guy, chill now. What's happening? Go your house.
So that's small. No? There are times we go to people's house to accommodate us. They refuse out of fear, and the storm is terrible. We have to walk. And my husband, this thing was saying, it's not a joke. You know, there was a time he was upset with me because I caused it. You know, me when I'm upset, I don't care about anybody around me. I do what I want to do. I can decide to walk from here to Sokoto,
as an Aquarius,
even if it's raining or if there's thunder or people are dying. I want to walk in the mist and I don't care. Now my husband is telling me, see what you are putting us. And I was back in comforter. I was small like this that time. There was a serious rain we have never seen. Serious rain that all motors are not moving more than this. because they cannot move more than that. The rain is too much.
That's
and we were inside.
Boagalada to Okene now.
We were inside
Boagalada
looking for who
Okene.
accommodate us and who will give us hot water to fresh up.
Boagalada Okene.
We walk on top that inside that rain for like hours. And finally when
Till
we
it got
got
dark, safe, and it was still raining.
it was still raining. On the express, people were just looking at
Okay,
us with the
6-year-old child.
They are afraid to
On
open
that
their
road.
door. I mean, they don't
On the
understand.
highway.
I mean, why are people
Boagalada to
coming from?
Okene. It was that was a whole crazy journey. I'll never forget that.
So I would have died. Oh. There's even a place they took us to. They called police to come and catch us in a village. The police officer, when he reached there, he asked them what the point. They told them that we have been walking from so and so place to here. See, are we normal? You need to be arrested. The officer said, they walk from where? From there here. The guy says, see, me, I'm a police officer. I've said government for so and so years. I cannot walk from here to that bridge. So if you tell me, say these people have been working for me, so say, yeah, see, you people are villagers, I will deal with them, me, I will not. The officer left them and go. That he cannot walk from here to that bridge, talk less of to come and persecute people that have been working from so and so. He left us with the villagers. The villagers afford to give us a place to sleep and something to eat and continue our journey the next morning.
You know, I wasn't living any life that is even related to the life I live today. I was a young woman that loved to travel. I love to travel, and I'm always running from home because discipline in my house is too much. Don't do that, don't do that, don't go left, don't go right. So I always run away from home. They always find me, take me to station, TV station, radio. I can be somewhere, I will hear them talking about me or see my face on TV, and I miss from there. Sometimes they chase me, they catch me, take me back home, and I always take off again. So one day I just run from home to have freedom. I came from a Muslim home, but I don't like Islam when I was younger because I'm not comfortable with the dressing. You know, I was a child, I was naive, I want to be sexy, I want to show myself, and so I left Islam and I followed the Christian way. I become a Christian. I have Christian friends, I dress like Christians, I don't go home anymore. I disconnect from my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters. I'm not even interested. So I stay off home for 15 years of my life. Yeah, 15 years, survive alone. You know, I have issue with people. We go to court. I don't need a lawyer sometimes. I stand my ground. There's always spirit around. Sometimes they judge. People always fight for me, which I know that I don't do anything that is bad, but I'm not holy as well. You know, so out of that freedom, one day I just, something tell me, this is your life you live of Christians. It's not right. You dress the way you like, you dress anyhow. And I notice when I dress anyhow, I get toast anyhow. I get caught by anybody, both rich and poor, illiterate, educated, everybody, no direction. So I now discovered that one day. I say, no, let me go this way. I'm going back to my religion. I think my religion, Islam, is the best. So I try to start dressing back like responsible. Even if I want to wear a lady gown to be sexy, I go to a shop to shop a nice, decent, you know. I start being decent, like that way when I go out, I feel cool. Even ladder rich or poor, before you can come and talk to me, you might know that you yourself, you are great. You know, so I now have my peace and I love my peace that way. I was living that way. And one day I decided to go back home and see my father. And when I saw my father last, I was very little, like comforter, 7 years old. Because my mom got angry one day and took me away because my father have plenty wives and plenty children. So I went home, I traced him where he stays because it's not in Nigeria, it's somewhere in North Togo. So I searched for him, I trusted him, and finally I asked everywhere the name of my father. Everybody know him, very popular. They keep directing me, and finally I found him. I saw him, and I needed my birth certificate. So he told me where it was. One of my auntie I was staying with. I went to meet my auntie and I collected my birth certificate because I want to come back to the world to be genuine. I've changed my bad character I use fake passport. I use Congolese passport, but I'm not a Congolese. I'm a Nigerian. I want to be original. So I want to know my age. I used to give 22, 23. But when I went back home to get my birth certificate, I saw that I was born in 1989. That time I was just 19 years old. I can't believe 19 years old, the kind of stuff that I've done. I've done great things as if I was a grown up. I'm like, wow, I've done so many, I have so many experiences. You know, there was a time of my life I used to stay with white people. I don't have a black boyfriend, you know. That is the life of my past. And as time goes, I start relating with my black people, you know. And now I become master of it. Now, go back to my transformation. When I met Mr. Daniel Alba, he's a man that have entered my soul like no other person in the world that I've ever met, because I've never been good to anyone, straightforward. You know, when I meet you as a man and I'm not ready deep in my soul to settle with you and be good to you, I don't tell you anything original about me. But deep in my soul, I tell my friends, I cannot choose a man of my life and hide one little secret of my past for him. No, even if I've killed before, you know, I should be able to face him and tell him if he's ready to settle with me, right, he's ready to go, no issue. So when I met Mr. Daniel, I was certain that this is the man I want. This is the one I would die there for. This is the end of my destination, you know. So I pour out everything inside of me, my past, the memory card of my life. I gave it to him to watch it and say it, both good, both bad, both all ugly, beautiful that I've done in the past. Let him know who I am, just as he let me know who he is. You know, so there was no secret between us. Everything is known. What comes to us, we get angry, we sort ourselves with it, and life goes on. But we know it's not matured. But you know, that is the reality of knowing the secret of your past, so that bond can be there. You can find sort yourself, abuse yourself with it, but it's not forever. As time goes, you get to know each other, and all that is pass away. And anytime you go and hear someone else, before they finish the story, now you go help them complete them. So the people will be ashamed of themselves. So that is it. So when I met Mr. Daniel, I transformed. And when we went back home to see my parents again, my mom and my dad, because my parents are no more together. My dad stay on his own, my mom stay on his own. Excuse me. So when we went back home, my father saw me, was like, wow. He spoke this, our language, Yoruba. It was like, this is Ele Iparada Inla. Iparada Inla means a mighty transformation. Like, wow, this is a big transformation. Wonderful. You can't believe I can never turn out to be such a child that I am today, because I'm not close to that. If they tell me or you won't believe it, you know, because I was a very crazy, bad girl, woman, and you know, nobody's perfect. Live freedom, life, disobedience, but yet we are perfect today, together. And me and Mr. Daniel today, we are cool. Even when my mom saw me, yeah, my mom own is very interesting, because my mom used to always tell me to be a good girl. Be a good girl. Be a good girl. Even when I was in the world, sometimes I come to visit her, even though I run from home. I can give her money, like cash. My mom will not take it from me. She feel, what do you do for a living? Are we going to have an affair with one man to bring me money? I don't eat bad money. I don't eat abomination money. I say, Mom, don't always think old school. We don't have to have an affair with a man before he give us money. You know, but she don't get it. Now I discover one thing. She have a restaurant. If I go out there, I buy tin tomato, that big one, might give one pack, oil gallon, I give to her. She accept that, but she don't accept cash. So I just, the once in a while I go home, I console her, and to show her that I'm just trying, but I still do no change. I'm still the same child. Now, when I now settle, I now become the girl that used to advise me to be. You know, she used to call girls that wear Ankara, decent skirt. She will call them to come. See, Yabo, see this person, dress matured. Why don't you dress like that and be good? See this good child, the child will be good, and I will hate that person that she just called to compare to me. But one day, all those seeds begin to grow in me as I was experiencing the things I want to experience, you know. So I become good. I have my husband. I travel home. I was even wearing bomba, you know, as she likes it. I tie wrapper. Normal. Me and my husband, we got there. But before we reached there, they've told her that there's somebody like my family member, our last born, said that I've seen Yabo, and my mom was like, Yabo is dead. Like, I'm dead. They have information that I'm dead because I don't stay home. And my mother asked, did you take your eye to see Yabo? Like, you've seen her? It was like, of course. So we went to see our last born, Aisha. You know, I seen her with 10 years old, 10 years, but she's very fat, extremely fat. She carried me and my husband on top bike, travel to another state to go and see my mom. So we reached there, my mom saw me, and she was like, wow. My mom was now confused, and she's now engaged my present life. And I was like, wow, life we have to think deeper. This is the mother that wanted me to be perfect. This is the same mother that I'm perfect today, and she's telling me I should let my husband go and stay with her. Like, she want me to stay with her and let my family go. I was like, no. She looked at me, she said, but you are not fat, you are slim, you are suffering. Because that time we're living our righteous life. Like, you are suffering, leave this man and stay here, you are suffering. You would have been, I was like, you know, the next morning, I can't take all those bullshit words she's saying. Excuse me for my words. So the next morning, me and my husband, we pack our load and we left. And that is it. We're here and we're still planning to visit them. And this is the life we live here in Holy Ground. Yeah, it used to be Musafejo. Musafejo in Yoruba means that we run from trouble. That's why we're in a neutral place where we have no neighbor, but God and the spirit around, the coconut trees, nature, all that is our neighbor. So living this natural life is a beautiful life. We love it. Yeah, we love it. It does not mean that we don't have a future. We are not thinking deeper, but l'argent, money is not inside the family. We have ideas. We want the place to be more than it is now. We are just enduring, you know, and praying that God put money inside the family. That is what we need from God to continue living our nature life. We can go to America, London, France, anywhere anybody can think civilization is, but we'll still come back here. We'll still be living our normal life. It doesn't take us away from nature. The sea, the moon, the sky, the stars you see in the night, even these flowers, the coconut trees, the waters, everything natural you see is part of us. That's the life we enjoy living the most.
It's almost sunset at Holy Ground, and because there's no electricity, Folake is building a bonfire that will last us through the nights. While she builds the bonfire, Rasta Dan invites us to the beach to experience the golden sunsets, and the scenery is absolutely breathtaking. Folake prepares a light supper, and we spend the rest of the night seated around the bonfire, listening to more of their travel stories and sharing jokes. It's a beautiful morning at the holy ground, and our time with Rasta Dan and his family is coming to an end. Just like any other household, the girls help around with morning chores. Lake is already in the kitchen preparing us a hot meal for our journey ahead. Rasta Dan helps her in the kitchen and with other morning chores.
Well, when we started building this place, we didn't have any vision or anything in particular, because apart from the first house we had as a family, apart from the first house we had as a family in Abeokuta, that was the first place me and my wife, we ever stayed as a couple. We rented a place in Abeokuta where I had my first child. And apart from that, that was in 2015. We started traveling, walking around different countries and all that. But, you know, even then, I used to tell her, we used to discuss about it, like, where would you like to settle? While I was actually traveling, I was looking for where I would find my own peace, to be able to create my own thing, to be able to have the chance to do it. That's why I was traveling all over, part of the reason. Now, so I used to say that, like, you see, Nigeria is my country. I know Nigeria very well. Nigeria is my wife's country as well, but she's not brought up here. So I used to tell her those days, like, look, this country is sitting on a time bomb. If I'm going to stay in this country, I want to stay somewhere offshore, somewhere by the borders, because naturally I already have a Senegal, West African history part of me. Even most of my friends in Lagos, I used to take them. There are some of my friends, they've never traveled out before. I'm the one that took them to Benin Republic and all those kind of places. Do you understand? Now, so when having my third daughter, Diana, coming back from Abuja in 2019, before the Corona year, my wife was pregnant for Diana. So we came here and we had to settle, because regardless of, we love the freedom, regardless of, we have the power to do what we want to do, regardless of any circumstance. We had to just settle somewhere. Even my big sister told me that, see, just stay somewhere. Do you think I don't want to come and stay with you and see my grandchildren? So we had to settle somewhere. And we decided to settle in Badagry. So we started here. We came here in 2020, that's Corona year. Yeah, just 4 months. In August, yeah. We came here 2020, August 4th, 2020, I remember. That's when we came here. It's August. You know, Diana was born in April. My daughter was born in April. And she was 4 months. April, May, June, July, August. Yes. It was August 4th we came here. I didn't forget. So we started, there was no roof. It was just this one place, one room we had. There was no fence, no compound, nothing, just bush and all that stuff. So we started, you know, I bought some nylon, we put the roof, we set up the place. I started going to carry materials, small, started knocking. I have some experience in carpentry. When I did for school those days, I did do intro tech, now me be champion. I can connect, I know how to connect wire, not be this kind on a wire. I talk of raw wire, you understand? I have a little bit of mechanical engineering, all those kind of small things. Yeah, so into carpentry and as well. So we started putting up the place together, and you know, my wife as well has the experience of plants because her mom is a traditionalist. She's not a Christian, she's not a Muslim, she's a traditionalist. So she has the experience of plants and vegetables and all that. And me, I'm good at research as well. So when we came together, we put all those things and we saw that, okay, fine, this is a place where we can actually settle for the kids to